Forever. Dog.
Sometimes a school is incredible and you can't quite explain it, so you try. Is Hampton High? Hello, you're listening to Hampton High, the podcast that asks the question, what about WTF with Mark Maron, but for my school? I'm your host, Hampton McKelvey. I'm a junior, and I'm talking to Rockville Prep's most interesting students, staff, and all the above. Rockville Prep, go Skunks. Except today I am not really talking to a student, staff, all the above. It's sort of like a perfect storm of dumpster fire, to be honest, right now, for me. I had a guest, Patrick, if you guys know Patrick. He never takes off his hat. That's sort of his thing. He's going to talk about why he never takes off his hat. He sort of has a special permission from the school because there's like a dress code kind of, and like people aren't supposed to wear hats in schools, but he can. And I was like, really want to get to the bottom of that. Because it's fucking crazy. It's like literally fucking crazy, like how he does it, and like no one really knows why. And I thought I could really break him down, but he canceled last minute. So I like scrambled. I tried all these people, tried to get like everyone I could think of, and no one could. No one could record the episode. No one could be my guest. So here I am without a guest. So like I said, a perfect storm of fucking dumpster fire. And I can curse because I'll just bleep it out. So, I don't like being alone, I guess. Like for sure. I mean, like I'm fine being alone. I just don't like when someone like my brain's like very like when I plan something, I like to do it. Like I plan a lot of my life. Like I've planned a lot of my life to make sure like I'm not in a situation where I don't have to like I plan really hard. And the fact that this that like no. It's two things. It's two things really. It's one that like my plan fell through, which like I'm a big boy, I'm 16, I can handle that kind of, but like then it was like, oh, okay, well I had all these like alternative plans with other people that I could like, oh, I'll just grab someone and like that didn't work. Like the backup plan didn't work. I couldn't just grab anyone in the hallway. I couldn't just like grab anyone from the teacher's lounge. They actually let me go in there sometimes because I've proven myself to be respectful, but no one would, no one, like no one, either they said they couldn't, or they just didn't want to. And I was sort of like, and for me not wanting to do the podcast was like not wanting to, is not wanting to like me, or like not wanting to like the project, or not wanting to like, or just not liking me, and like I usually seem like a confident guy, but I'm actually pretty, I can sometimes be kind of insecure, and sometimes stuff like part of my friends triggers that, and I guess a guest dropping out and no one else taking a spot sort of triggered me. I can't even fucking talk. You guys might not believe this, but I went to speech therapy when I was like 10 because of my R's. So that's why my R's are like this, and I try to make my R's really good. I want my R's to be really good because like because otherwise I'll do it like I'll say my R's like that, but then I also do my lisp like this is the way I used to talk. I used to talk like this. Okay, maybe I have to do a whole podcast like this now. Because if no one wants to do it, then maybe I have to interview myself as a kid or something. I'm not gonna. That sounds really bad, so I'm not gonna do that. That's tea. Don't worry, it's not caffeinated. It's after school, so I don't want to be too amped. Or else I won't be able to go to sleep. If I have caffeine late in the day, I won't be able to go to sleep. That's something about me. I don't know, like, what is it, like, if no one can do the pod, then what's, like, the point, if, like, I've had, like, so many people be like, we love it, we love it. Teachers fucking say that to me, like, and that no one would just like do it last minute. Just like, I know it's last minute, I know, but like that's what they want. Like, I don't feel like I'm being very articulate right now. I think what I'm feeling right now is that like this moment is making me question everything about the pod and everything about like my life and what I'm doing right now. And like if I can't get even someone to be the guest, then why do I even deserve this platform? You know? And like I know I've said so many times I believe this podcast can take over the world, and I think it will take over the world, but like it hasn't. Like the listenership is still pretty much just Rockville. You know, it's like one weirdo in California and like a couple weirdos in Chicago who like I actually think are making fun of it. You know, they like tweet at me sometimes, and I think they're kind of making fun of. They like treat this as a joke when it's really real to me, and I don't really understand. Like, I don't get it. And I looked at all their Twitters, and they make jokes all the time. So like maybe they're like comedians or something, and they're like just trying to use me as like fodder, like, you know, make fun of. But that's not. I don't think that's cool. But they listen. But so I guess thanks for listening, you guys. But my like what I'm feeling right now is like there's no like it hasn't taken over the world. All right, maybe that was dumb, maybe that was childish, maybe that was like a silly thing to expect, like maybe that was like a silly thing to maybe that was a naive thing to expect, you know, that everyone in the entire fucking world is going to be changed by a podcast from a kid, 16-year-old boy, stray white guy. I guess I still trust the project, but like I also don't think that I guess I'm becoming more and more aware that like the deficiencies of the podcast are my deficiencies, you know, or like what's wrong with it is what's wrong with me. And I just, when I think about what's wrong with me, then I get, you know, like maybe I'm not as brave as I thought I was. You know, I thought this was going to be a brave thing to do, this podcast. You know, maybe I've been a coward in ways I haven't known. You know, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. You know, like maybe I don't deserve to go to Georgetown next year or in 2 years or whatever. Maybe I deserve to go to like William and Mary. I don't know. You know, like the stories I've been telling myself about myself are flawed, are false, are wrong, you know, are incomplete, are not real. They're just stories, you know, and I don't mean to be like a total and what's the point, you know, like this is a great school, it's got great stuff, but like what's the point when like I don't know, like, have you guys been reading these articles about climate change? Like, I know it's not cool to read newspapers in high school, but, like, I do sometimes, and, like, what's the point? Like, I don't know. Like, I keep on trying to, like, you know, I tried to be vegetarian for a week, and it didn't work, because, like, I love chicken too much, and, like, I tried to just eat chicken for a while, and I was like, then I was like, oh, well, maybe I should eat fish, but then when I read about it, I was like, actually, I think chicken is better for the world than, eating chicken is better for the world than eating fish, because, like, fish, like, if you take it out of the ocean, then it just is gone. Like, at least with chicken, we're creating a new, yeah, sure, monster species that is only there for us to eat, and, like, not even a real animal anymore, but, like, you're not destroying chickens as an actual animal, while, and, like, if you eat tuna or salmon or, like, cod, like, those fish are dying, and they will soon be normal fish, and, like, I don't believe that like any kind of like fish farming is ever gonna like make up the amount of demand that people have for salmon and tuna. Like salmon and tuna are fucked. So I was like, okay, maybe eating chicken is actually more environmental than just eating fish. But then like I went to a friend's barbecue and like he had this like incredible brisket that like his dad made that was like so cool, because I've never known like a dad to cook like that before. My dad doesn't cook, he just orders out. My mom cooks, but like a dad cooking brisket, so like I had to do that for like gender reasons, and it actually ended up being so fucking good. And then I just like I forgot, so I've been eating meat again, even though I tried not to, because I read in an article that most of the methane in like 17% of the climate change is due to like just people eating meat all the time. So I was like, that's what I can do, but then it turns out I actually can't do that because I'm a fucking loser, failure, asshole. I can't bike to school, it's too far. I try to carpool with friends to parties. But like all of that is like micro, like real change. I've always known that real change happens in the ballot box, and so like just changing my behaviors, I can do fucking bullshit. Like I should just like run for office, but I can't because I'm fucking 16. And like when I think about climate change, I just get so mad. I get so fucking pissed at fucking millennials. Like millennials knew about this. They've been learning about this since they were fucking 8 years old, They learned how to recycle. They learned about climate change. They learned about global warming. And this whole time, they've done nothing. Like, they were kids. They went to college. They now graduated from college. Like, all that time, they should have been aware that they should have done something. Except all they do is fucking blame baby boomers who didn't know what they were doing, Baby boomers didn't know. So it was the millennials' job to school them. And they didn't. They just voted for Obama and said that was it, What they should have done is actually, look, you can fucking blame baby boomers. You can blame baby boomers all you want, but at the end of the day, they grew up in a society that was influenced by the Depression, so all they knew was that it was good to seek quantity and wealth, and that's what they did. And baby boomers shouldn't be blamed for just reacting to depression, But the fucking millennials should be blamed because they didn't react to that wealth they knew was wrong. They just said, okay, we'll vote for Obama and that's fucking it, Once again, I actually think Obama rules. I would vote for him if I could. I actually hate Trump and think he's a fucking asshole. But in this situation, I think millennials use Obama. I blame them. And I think Obama's a part of the way I blame them. I think millennials, and all they do is now they just tweet that baby boomers did everything wrong and it's a dumpster fire, which I said before because I actually think it's a really cool term that is applicable to my situation, and but people do overuse it. But I guess I overuse it too. So I think I should use it more because it works for me, but other people shouldn't. Millennials should. Millennials shouldn't use dumpster fires so much because that also isn't clear and it's gonna make boomers also pissed at them, and boomers are the ones who can actually change it because they're the ones who hold power, right? And so it is the millennials that should be holding them accountable for that power and should have been holding them accountable since they were my age, 16, which I should, and that's how I'm doing now, holding baby boomers. I'm holding millennials accountable, and that's how I'm showing that you can pay it forward. But millennials should have done the work, and they didn't. Boomers built. All millennials did was comment on stuff. And yeah, that comment, some of those comments were funny as fuck, but it's their fault. And any millennials listening right now, what I say to you is you should get ready for this type of criticism because you're going to be 40 at some point, and then my generation's going to be what you're doing right now and blaming people older than you. I don't even think my dad's a boomer. I think my dad's he's 70? Is that boomer? Maybe. I don't know what age anyone is anymore. I know I'm 16. And for those of you listening still, I don't even know why you would be, but, because you're probably, once you saw I didn't have a guest, you were probably no, we don't need to listen to Hampton. We just want to hear what he wants to talk to, I'm sorry, I don't mind blaming you for that. That's the whole point of the podcast, that you'd be interested in other people. And that would be that conduit through which your interest could live, or the conduit through it, the conduit through which your interest could find a home or life. That you could live through my words by being interested in someone else. And so I guess with that the other person there, do you want to? Will you let me be that conduit? My brother Davey told me he was having a surprise wedding. A quick wedding. With a girl I didn't know. I didn't know he was dating anyone. He says it's going to be really small service and it's really sudden. He wanted me to go because he wanted me there. He says only a few people are going to be there. It's like, he's going to have a reception, an official thing later, but he was just like going to do a really quick wedding. And he invited me, so I went out to DC. I went to like DuPont Circle, which is like nuts for me. And I like went to this like weird bar in this back room, and like it just looked like a bar. And he texted me, he's like, "Don't worry, we'll be there soon." And like he had gotten me like a fake ID before, so like it wasn't an issue. But I just like waited in there, you know. I just waited in there and waited in there, and he never came. And then when I texted him, like literally hours later, he texted back and was like, "Who dis?" And that pissed me off because he's being an asshole and fuck with me. And it pissed me off because I was really excited for him. And I was excited that he would want me a wedding, you know, his wedding. And I was also pissed off because I was like, I couldn't even get anyone to go with me. You know? Like, he gave me a +1 in the private event, and like, I couldn't get someone to go, even as a friend. And so I just sat there. And you know what? I ordered a fucking whiskey. On the rocks. On the house. No, it wasn't on the house. I paid for it. But I ordered a whiskey on the rocks. And I drank it like a shot. Down in one take. And I felt like I do right now, you know. Alone. And sometimes why. Sorry, that was a joke. But it's actually kind of funny. Alone. And sometimes why. I think that's a joke you can say now. If you spell something out like that, you can like add a sometimes why at the end, and that would be like a funny thing. So hey, Chicago boys, if you're listening to that, then like take that as a little joke for whatever like stuff you guys do. All of their profiles that says IO, like IO, and I'm like, was it like a band? Fuck those guys. If you're listening, though, thank you, because you're the only ones who are listening. Maybe you make fun of me. I don't know. Maybe you're making fun of me. You guys listening to me making fun of me right now? You're listening to me making fun of me right now? You're listening to me making fun of me right now? You're listening to me making fun of me right now? I don't know, dudes. I like am doing this program where you do 100, it's called 100 push-ups, and you work yourself up to doing 100 push-ups every morning, and it's like a regimen when like you do a certain amount in certain intervals, and I've done it twice already, but I only ever get up to like 70. And like that's just something about me that you guys now have in your back pocket. What's the point, you know? I feel like I've always struggled with ideas of self-worth and like being of value and being and belonging, you know? But I thought this podcast had fixed that, to be honest. And it sucks that like I'm just back where I started, you know, where I was like a 13-year-old kid. I wrote a story in English class. We're doing a section on like children's books. And this was a children's book I wrote for class. I guess I'm gonna read it to you guys right now. It's called Kind of a Leaf by Hampton McKelvey. Oh, and just before I start, like this would be illustrated by like, I don't know who, but like maybe someone like who is maybe like the people who like animate like the Marvel movie, like Thanos. I want it to be animated like Thanos. I don't know who does that, but shout out to you who do. You're really cool. Yeah. Kind of a Leaf by Hampton McKelvey. I'm kind of a leaf. That may sound confusing, but let me explain. When you look up at the tree and you see all the leaves bursting forth from the branches, you are seeing proper leaves. But when you look at the ground and see what some people call a leaf, crunch, crunch, crunching under your feet like cereal, well, that is not a leaf. That is trash. So, to be clear, a leaf is only a leaf when it is on a tree, and when it is on the ground, it is not a leaf because it is trash. I am not a leaf. I am not trash. I am kind of a leaf. Have you guessed why? You got it! I am kind of a leaf because I have fallen from my branch, but I have yet to touch the ground. I am suspended in air by the wind. The wind pushes me every which way. The wind breathes me up, up, up. The wind sighs me side to side. Sometimes the wind stops and I fall down, down, down until it puffs me back up. It is very fun to be me. I feel so bad when I notice the trash below me. They must be so upset all the time. They must hate what they've become. I'm scared of being like them someday. But also, sometimes and please do not tell anyone this, sometimes I get lonely. I look at the trash that I called my friends when we were all leaves, and I remember all the good times we had. I remember how we would joke about the acorns that blew up on branches like bubbles out of nowhere. I remember how we would scream at squirrels. I remember how we would beg birds to tweet their tunes on our branches. I remember being part of a crew. Oh well. I guess loneliness is the cost of being kind of a leaf. I wouldn't have it any other way. The alternative is too awful to think about. The alternative is to be Huh? Oh, once again, the wind has stopped, so I am falling to the ground. Nothing to worry about. The wind always puffs me up before I become trash. Okay, I'm still falling. Hey, wind, now would be a great time to come back. Wind? Wind? Hello? Wind? Wind? No! Oh no! I'm about to touch the I'm trash now. It's worse than I thought. I feel... Oh, hey, how are you? Oh, I haven't seen you since you were in the tree. Hey man, stop it. You're being silly. But hey, seriously, Oh, hey! Well, I haven't seen you since the tree either. Wow, your voice has gotten so good. I bet even the birds are jealous of your songs. Hey, whoa! You're all here. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. What? Yeah, like board games. What have you got? 1 second, guys. Hey, I think I was wrong. I think leaves are leaves no matter where they live. I think being on the ground is not so bad, especially when you get to hang out with your friends. Sorry I was being so negative. I just think I was... Oh, what's that foot doing? Crunch! The end. I wrote that in English class. And I kind of think now that I was writing about me. Also, like in the book, when I wrote it, kind of a leaf is capitalized, so it's clear that kind of a leaf is kind of like a name. I don't know if that was clear in the reading of it. Okay. Well, I feel a little bit better now. And I think that's because I shared something. I shared my emotion, I shared my fear, and then I shared my art. I don't want to say writing a project for English class is art, but the way I did it, it kind of was. And that makes me feel pretty good. You guys have been listening to Hampton High, and this is the podcast I do, and I'll be back next week with another guest, and I want to thank you if you made it through this whole episode because it was sort of me being, my typical dude self. I'm actually feeling much better right now. Like I think before I was kind of in the doldrums, but now in the doldrums. But now I'm actually feeling like me again. So I guess this episode is sort of like a hero's journey, where you you have to leave your comfort zone. Didn't have a guest. You have to work. You have to try to go home. You have to try to get a guest. Try to get a guest and couldn't get one. And then like you're in a pit. Like I'm not sure how it works, but like you leave your comfort zone. You try something, and it doesn't work. And then you try again. And you get what you want. And then you come back to the beginning. And so what I did try was to do a podcast, which I did do, and I got what I wanted. Oh, okay, so the hero's journey. Didn't have a guest. Could I do a podcast? I did do a podcast, and I succeeded. And that was the hero's journey. So, yeah. And so, thank you all for listening to this little experiment. And
hi.
Hey, Kristen, what's up?
Sorry, are you practicing?
No, I'm finishing up the episode. So what's up?
Oh, well, you asked me earlier if I could be on your podcast.
Yeah, and you said no, so.
Yeah, I texted my mom she's going to come an hour later, so I'm free now.
Oh, thank you so much. I actually just recorded an episode by myself, so I think that's going to be the episode I use for this week, and I don't think we're going to need an interview, but thank you. That's really nice.
Oh, should we just do one anyway? Like, you can use it next week or something?
No, I've already had people lined up for next week. And so.
Oh, because you did ask me earlier today.
Yeah, I'm good, but I needed someone like you were the last person I saw and like so you're sort of like a last ditch effort to like get someone and like.
Okay, so am I meant to just wait outside? Like my mom's not coming for another hour now.
You can do whatever you want. I think I already did. It was actually kind of cool. Like I was really nervous about doing a podcast alone. And so I did a podcast alone and it actually ended up being like kind of awesome. And like I sort of revealed and shared stuff that was like really deep and personal. And I sort of came out the other side. And so I want to share that because I think that's sort of the brave thing. And that shows that I think the rest of the world it would be probably an episode that the world can like take on. And
okay, cool. So you're telling me to just go wait outside in the cold now for an hour. When you have like a perfectly talented person sitting right here ready to do a podcast with you.
You can wait in the library for an hour. You can do your homework.
I've finished all my assignments.
You can get a book from the library. You can be on your phone. I don't know.
Okay. I like put a lot of thought into what I was going to say on the podcast when you asked me to do it. But
you said no, so like, I don't know why. I feel like why you hold me accountable for a question you already said no to.
Well, then I went out of my way to.
I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't ask you to do that. So like, thank you for doing that. It's really nice, but like, I didn't ask you to do that. Well, I'll get you on some other time, but like, I don't. Now I'm not. I already.
Should we book that in?
There's other people I have on the list first, so I just want to go through them first, and then we'll get to you. But I have a mental list, and I'll definitely keep you in mind.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard that before.
I would ask you what you mean by that, but I don't want this to be a conversation for the podcast. So I'm making a point to not ask you what you mean by that. Okay?
Okay. Yep. Do you have like a jacket I could borrow? It's freezing. Outside where I'm
just wait in the library. Why are you waiting outside? That's a choice you're making.
Okay.
Do you want to borrow a jacket?
Yeah, I would love that.
I have...
That green one is cute. Can I just give it to you tomorrow?
You want to take it home?
I mean, I can...
No.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna go.
Bye, Kristen.
Bye.
Jesus Christ.
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. For more original podcasts, please visit foreverdogpodcasts.com and subscribe to our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Keep up with the latest Forever Dog news by following us on Twitter and Instagram @ForeverDogTeam and liking our